So let's talk about conduction here. Let's say that I have a conductor, a neutral conductor. So for every positive, I have a negative, and I've simplified it. Obviously, if this is something that we're seeing, it's going to consist of more atoms than that. So I just have a neutral conductor that's sitting there. If I bring a negatively charged rod towards it, and let's go ahead and assume this is insulated. So we have an insulator here that's negatively charged, and I bring it close to it. Well, the electrons that are free to move, the ones that are in the electron C, will go to the other side. Because the electrons hate each other, the electrons want to move over here. This is now polarized. And again, because it's a conductor, the electrons will move freely. If I then take those electrons and I connect it to what is called a ground, those electrons now have a place to escape, and I still have the negative rod here. Those electrons will escape because the ground basically can take as many electrons as something is willing to give up. And so these electrons will then come over here, leaving this positively charged. If I now break the connection so that the electrons no longer have a way to escape, and then I take my rod away, this is now positively charged. This is a way of charging something without taking a charged source and touching it directly to it. You can charge something through a neutral source, the ground. Likewise, if this were positively charged, I'll use the magic of a different color here. So if this is positively charged, then my electrons will be attracted to it, leaving this polarized. When I touch it to the ground, the electrons are now going to be traveling towards it. So I have my original electrons, which have been drawn over to my positively charged rod. But now this positive side over here is going to attract electrons. And so when I if I break the connection and then pull my rod away, this is now negatively charged. And so it's pulled electrons in that particular case. But either way, I've charged this without actually direct contact with my charged rod. That is the essence of induction.